Native Americans, also known as indigenous peoples of the United States, have lived in what is now the U.S. for thousands, if not millions, of years. They are believed to have migrated from Asia over 12,000 years ago via the Bering Land Bridge, which is now Alaska. According to early 20th century statistics, there were nearly 80 different Native American tribes living across the United States, each with its own unique language, culture, and customs. These tribes developed vibrant civilizations with advanced knowledge of agriculture, hunting, and construction. However, the arrival of European settlers brought significant challenges and conflicts, leading to drastic population declines and cultural losses. Today, many efforts are being made to preserve and revitalize Native American cultures. In fact, many scholars estimate that at the time European explorers discovered the Americas, over 50 million indigenous people were living on the continent. Of these, around 10 million lived in the area that would later be known as the United States. These were the first Native American tribes. After centuries of living in small tribes, Native Americans formed their own communities, living off hunting, gathering, and harmonizing with nature. Native Americans had a profound relationship with the land and their environment. They viewed nature as an integral part of life and revered natural deities. Each tribe had its own social and cultural management systems, with unique customs, rituals, and festivals. Their villages were often built near water sources and fertile lands to facilitate farming and hunting. However, with the arrival and settlement of Europeans, Native Americans faced significant challenges, including land loss, diseases, and military conflicts. This drastically reduced the Native American population and led to the disappearance of many traditional cultures. The culture of Native Americans has a history spanning hundreds of years and developed in close harmony with nature. Every aspect of Native American life was intertwined with the growth and cycles of the earth. They believed in the interconnectedness of all living things and held a deep respect for the natural world. This respect was reflected in their sustainable living practices, where they took only what was needed from the environment, ensuring its preservation for future generations. Their spiritual beliefs were rooted in the land, with many tribes worshiping nature deities and holding ceremonies to honor the changing seasons, the harvest, and other natural events. Storytelling was a crucial part of their culture, passing down knowledge, traditions, and values from one generation to the next. The art, music, and dance of Native Americans were also deeply influenced by their surroundings, often depicting animals, plants, and other elements of nature. Native American communities were known for their intricate craftsmanship, creating beautiful pottery, weaving, beadwork, and carvings that held both functional and symbolic significance. Their social structures were organized around communal living, with a strong emphasis on family and community support. Leadership within tribes was often based on wisdom and experience, and decisions were made with the well-being of the entire community in mind. Despite the profound changes and challenges brought by European colonization, Native American cultures have shown remarkable resilience. Today, there is a strong movement to preserve and revitalize these rich cultural traditions, ensuring they continue to thrive and be celebrated for generations to come. Despite worshiping the spirits of animals as deities, Native American tribes practiced a deep respect for the natural world, utilizing animals for sustenance, clothing, and tools without wastefulness. This cultural practice stemmed from their belief in the interconnectedness of all life forms and the necessity of maintaining harmony within their ecosystems. When hunting, they aimed to honor the animal spirits by using every part of the animal: meat for food, hides for clothing and shelter, bones for tools and weapons, and feathers or fur for adornment and ceremonial purposes. This sustainable approach not only ensured their survival, but also reflected their spiritual reverence for nature and their commitment to living in balance with the Earth's resources. In Native American culture, the belief that the souls of animals are intertwined with those of their tribes is deeply rooted. This belief manifests in the creation of totems, carved from wood and adorned with the faces of animals, to symbolize the spirits of loved ones or important figures within the community. These totems serve as spiritual markers, representing ancestral connections and guiding principles. Central to this cultural belief is the idea that each individual carries the essence or soul of a specific animal. This concept extends beyond physical life, as upon death, one soul is believed to continue within that animal. This spiritual connection underscores the reverence Native Americans hold for the natural world, viewing animals not just as resources but as spiritual kin. The practice of totem carving is a form of storytelling and spiritual expression, passed down through generations. It reinforces the interconnectedness between humans, animals, and the environment, fostering respect and stewardship for the Earth's diverse ecosystems. Today, these traditions continue to be honored and preserved as integral components of Native American heritage and identity. The traditional way of life for Native Americans was intricately woven into the rhythms of nature. They relied on hunting game, gathering plants, and fishing to sustain their communities, all while maintaining a profound reverence for the natural world. This reverence stemmed from their spiritual beliefs, which dictated a responsibility to care for the land and its resources as gifts from their Creator. Practices such as using every part of the animals they hunted, conserving resources, and employing sustainable agricultural methods like crop rotation exemplified their commitment to environmental stewardship. They understood the interconnectedness of all living beings and ecosystems, shaping their cultural practices around maintaining balance and harmony with nature. This sustainable approach not only ensured their survival, but also fostered a deep cultural identity rooted in their relationship with the land. Today, many Native American communities continue to uphold these traditional values, advocating for environmental conservation and sustainable practices as they navigate contemporary challenges while preserving their rich heritage. The arrival of European explorers, beginning with Columbus and subsequent settlers, marked a profound and disruptive chapter in Native American history. These explorers viewed the lands they encountered as new territories, ripe for exploitation and colonization. Their arrival led to violent conflicts and the forcible displacement of Native American tribes from their ancestral homelands. European settlers sought to establish new settlements and urban developments, often disregarding the established territories and rights of indigenous peoples. This resulted in significant loss of land, resources, and traditional ways of life for Native Americans. Communities were fractured, and cultural continuity was severely challenged as tribes were pushed further westward or confined to reservations. Despite these challenges, Native American communities persevered, adapting to new circumstances while striving to maintain their cultural identities and familial bonds. The impacts of colonization continue to shape their experiences today, influencing ongoing efforts for land rights, cultural preservation, and recognition of their historical and enduring contributions to American society. This period marked a tragic chapter of bloody conflicts as Native American tribes fought to defend their territories and ways of life. The consequences were devastating, leading to the gradual shrinking of tribal lands and, in some cases, the extinction of entire tribes. Over time, recognizing the importance of Native American cultures and histories, the U.S. government began efforts to acknowledge and preserve their heritage. Museums were established to house artifacts and educate the public about Native American history. Educational systems integrated Native American studies to foster understanding and respect for indigenous peoples. Today, many Native American tribes persist in specific regions across the United States, albeit often on significantly reduced lands. Despite centuries of adversity, they carry a deep pride in their origins and resilience. They continue to advocate for their rights, cultural preservation, and environmental stewardship, striving to ensure their traditions and identities endure for future generations in a modern world that is increasingly recognizing the value of indigenous knowledge and perspectives.